Hey, I wanted to share with you a few different dead bug exercise variations. Dead bugs are one of my favorite core exercises because they are so effective. And when I say effective, I mean that they are amazing for that functional core strength that so many of you tell me that you want. You want your low back not to hurt. You want your posture to be better. You want to be stronger on all your other lifts. You need a strong deep core, which is your transverse abdominis. So it's not your six-pack muscle. It's not the one where you're doing a bazillion crunches. This is your deep core. But for a lot of people, they don't do dead bugs right. So I'm going to show you a few different variations and talk to you about why they might be right for you. So first things first, when it comes to actually working your deep core muscles, the big thing that I see is that we tend to do the movements, maybe do the movements too fast, and then we're not actually keeping our positioning. And dead bugs, deep core work, functional core strength is all about positioning. So if my ribs flare and my back arches and my pelvis tilts this way, I'm stretching my abs, I'm not getting a deep core contraction. So I'm not supporting my low back, supporting my body the way that the deep core muscles are designed to do. So what we want to make sure on any of your dead bugs is that you take your hands and you press your ribs towards the floor. So here you can see I have this big gap where I can take my hands through the center. I'm going to take my positioning and take my ribs back so they stack with my hips. Now that doesn't mean that your low back is smashing into the floor. That's not necessary. Some of us have more of a curve of the lumbar spine, the low back, than others. You just want to make sure that you don't feel like your ribs are flaring or your pelvis is going this way. There should be this nice alignment, this kind of stack, this cylinder shape that you're creating with your core. Then when you go into any of your dead bug variations, the big thing is that you're making sure that you're not opening up that space and closing it. So this is not what we want. I want to make sure that I'm using range of motion that allows that position to stay exactly the same and allows me to breathe. So check out these variations. So I'm going to go from easiest to hardest. This variation might be best if you can tell that every time you go to lift your legs, your back comes up off the floor and then comes back down onto the floor. So a lot of times elevating the legs tilts your pelvis into the correct position, and you are going to use your breath on this variation. Next level up is to scoot your step riser or your step stool out away from you, have your arms back. Take a long exhale to bring that arm and leg up over your body. Long inhale to lower back down. Again, my focus here is not having the low back come up and off the floor and using my breath and relaxing the rest of the body while I feel that deep core contraction. So next variation, if we up it, also if coordination is a problem, using the ball in between your arm and leg can help you get that coordination if you're struggling with that. But also the more you push into the ball with your arm and your leg that stays up, the more deep core you're going to feel. Again, make sure that you're only taking that leg and that arm as low as you can without letting the low back pop up off the floor. All right, last variation for this video is using a weight. Obviously, the heavier the weight, the harder it gets, but you want to make sure you have good form always before you add more weight. So you're going to let the arms go straight back, big inhale to lower the leg and the arms, and big exhale to bring it back up. Again, making sure that that weight's not so heavy that your ribs start to flare. If you have questions, let me know, but I hope this helps explain an exercise that is often done wrong and gives you some more variations.